Deborah was a woman of strength. She was a judge in Israel. She was also a prophetess. God spoke to her. She listened. She obeyed. Deborah lived in a time of trouble. The Israelites had turned away from God. They were oppressed by their enemies. The people needed a leader. God chose Deborah. Deborah was a wise and courageous woman. She was a woman of faith. She trusted God completely. She knew that God would give her the strength to lead Israel. The Israelites had been worshiping idols. They had forgotten the one true God. They were suffering the consequences. They were oppressed by Jabin, the king of Canaan. Jabin had a powerful army. His army was led by a fierce general named Sisera. Sisera had 900 chariots of iron terrorizing the Israelites for 20 years. The people cried out to God for help. God heard their cries. He saw their suffering. He chose Deborah to deliver them. God gave Deborah a message for Barak, a leader of the Israelite tribes. God told Deborah to tell him to gather an army. Deborah sent for Barak. She told him that God had spoken to her. She told him that God had chosen him to lead the Israelites to victory. God commanded Barak to take 10,000 men to Mount Tabor. He was afraid. He did not trust his own strength. He did not believe that he was capable of defeating their warriors. He told Deborah that he would only go if she went with him. Deborah agreed to go with Barak. But she told him that the glory of the victory would not be his. She said that God would deliver Sisera into the hands of a woman. He gathered 10,000 warriors. They went up to Mount Tabor. Sisera heard that the Israelites were on Mount Tabor. He gathered his army and his chariots. He went to meet them in battle. Deborah saw that Sisera's army was vast. She knew that the Israelites were outnumbered, but she also knew that God was with them. She encouraged Barak to be strong and courageous. Deborah told Barak that this was the day that the Lord had given him victory. Barak and his men charged down the mountainside. They attacked Sisera's army. This battle was a pivotal moment in the history of the Israelites. It was a clash between the forces of Israel, led by Barak, and the Canaanite army, commanded by Sisera. The battlefield was set at the foot of Mount Tabor, a strategic location that would soon witness an extraordinary turn of events. The Lord threw Sisera's army into confusion. The Canaanite soldiers, who were once confident in their superior numbers and chariots, found themselves in disarray. Their formations broke and chaos reigned as they struggled to understand what was happening. A sudden downpour turned the battlefield into mud. The rain was relentless, transforming the solid ground into a quagmire. The Canaanite chariots, which were their greatest strength, became their greatest weakness in the mud. The Canaanite chariots became bogged down. They could not move. The Israelites were winning. Sisera began to panic. He abandoned his chariot. He fled on foot. The once mighty commander was now afraid and running for his life. He ran to the tent of Jael, a Canaanite woman. Jael was known for her hospitality, and Sisera hoped to find refuge and safety within her tent. Jael welcomed Sisera into her tent. She greeted him with kindness, offering him a place to rest and recover from his ordeal. She gave him milk to drink. The milk was a soothing gesture meant to calm his nerves and provide comfort. Sisera, exhausted and thirsty, gratefully accepted the drink. She covered him with a blanket. Sisera felt safe. The warmth of the blanket and the quiet of the tent made him believe he had found a secure hiding place. He thought he was safe. The tension in his body began to ease and his eyes grew heavy. He believed he had escaped the chaos of the battlefield. He closed his eyes and fell asleep. Jael saw her opportunity. As Sisera drifted into a deep sleep, Jael's mind was made up. She knew what she had to do. She took a tent peg and a hammer. Her hands were steady and her resolve was firm. This was her moment to act. She crept up to Sisera. Each step was deliberate and silent. Jael, a woman of great bravery, drove the tent peg through Sisera's temple. Sisera, the feared commander of the enemy army, died instantly. This act of valor was not just a moment of personal courage, but a fulfillment of a divine prophecy. When Barak, the leader of the Israelite army, arrived, Jael showed him the lifeless body of his enemy. The sight confirmed the prophecy given by Deborah, the prophetess, who had foretold that the honor of victory would go to a woman. The prophecy of Deborah had come true. It was a moment of reflection and realization for Barak and the people of Israel. They understood that their victory was not just a result of their own strength, but of divine intervention and the courage of a woman. God had given the victory to a woman. This was a powerful statement in a time when women were often not seen as warriors. Jael's act of bravery became a symbol of divine empowerment and the breaking of traditional roles. Deborah and Barak sang a song of praise to God. Their song was not just a celebration of their victory, but a testament to their faith and gratitude. It was a song that echoed through the hills and valleys, a song that told of God's deliverance and the courage of his people. They thanked God for his deliverance. They celebrated their victory with joy and gratitude, knowing that it was not by their own might, but by the hand of God that they had triumphed. The community came together in a joyous public gathering, united in their faith and thankfulness. The Israelites had peace for 40 years. This period of peace was a direct result of their faith and obedience to God. The land flourished and the people lived in harmony, enjoying the fruits of their victory and the blessings of peace. Deborah shows us the power of faith. It reminds us that with faith, even the most unlikely individuals can become instruments of divine will. Deborah is a testament to the strength and courage that comes from believing in a higher purpose. God can use anyone to do his will. He can use men. He can use women. He can use the young and the old, the strong and the weak. His power is not limited by human expectations or societal roles. He can use anyone who is willing to listen to him and obey him. Deborah and Jael are powerful reminders that faith and obedience can lead to extraordinary outcomes. It encourages us to be attentive to God's call and to act with courage and conviction. Deborah is a woman of unwavering belief. She stood as a beacon of hope in a time of despair. Her leadership, inspired by divine guidance, united a fractured nation against a common enemy. More than just a military victory, Deborah's triumph brought about a lasting peace. It served as a powerful reminder to the Israelites that their God was a God of deliverance. Deborah's story echoes through the ages, inspiring generations to trust in God's power and to find strength in times of adversity. Deborah's legacy lives on today as a beacon of hope and inspiration. Her life illustrates the extraordinary feats that can be achieved when faith and courage intertwine. This message transcends the boundaries of time, reminding us that God can empower ordinary individuals to accomplish extraordinary things. Deborah's unwavering faith serves as a timeless example for all. She teaches us that with God, even the most formidable obstacles can be overcome. Her story is a testament to the strength that resides within each of us when we place our trust in a power greater than ourselves. In our modern lives, the story of Deborah and Jael serves as a powerful reminder of the roles we are called to play. As women, we must be willing to step into the roles God has called us to be in. Just like Deborah and Jael, we need to be ready to use the gifts he has given us. We must have strength in our faith in God and trust in him to deliver us from whatever our situation may be. Let us embrace our roles with courage and faith, knowing that we are part of a greater plan.